Hi everyone, it is Mrs. Thomas on yet another rainy day, and so I have decided to read Yertle the Turtle because he lives in a pond and because I just thought it was a good story. And I found a picture that Margot made several years ago when she was little, and I thought that I could show you the picture afterwards. So this is the story of Yertle the Turtle, and it's by Dr. Seuss, who wrote Green Eggs and Ham, One Fish, Two Fish, and lots of other books. On the faraway island of Salamasond, Yertle the Turtle was king of the pond. A nice little pond. It was clean, it was neat, the water was warm, there was plenty to eat. The turtles had everything turtles might need, and they were all happy, quite happy indeed. They were, until Yertle, the king of them all, decided the kingdom he ruled was too small. "I'm ruler," said Yertle, "of all that I see, but I don't see enough. That's the trouble with me. With this stone for a throne, I look down on my pond, but I cannot look down on the places beyond. This throne that I sit on is too low down. It ought to be higher," he said with a frown. "And if I could sit high, how much greater I'd be. What a king I'd be, ruler of all that I could see." He does not look happy, does he? So Yertle the Turtle King lifted his hand, and Yertle the Turtle King gave a command. He ordered 9 turtles to swim to his stone, and using these turtles, he built a new throne. He made each turtle stand on another one's back, and he piled them all up in a 9-turtle stack. And then Yertle climbed up. He sat down on the pile. What a wonderful view! He could see most a mile. "All mine," Yertle cried, "all the things I now rule. I'm king of a cow and I'm king of a mule. I'm king of a house and what's more beyond that, I'm king of a blueberry bush and a cat. I'm Yertle the Turtle, oh marvelous me, for I am the ruler of all that I see." And all through that morning he sat there up high, saying over and over, "A great king am I," until long about noon. Then he heard a faint sigh. "What's that?" snapped the king, and he looked down the stack. And he saw at the bottom a turtle named Mac, just a part of his throne. And this plain little turtle looked up and he said, "Beg your pardon, King Yertle. I've pains in my back and my shoulders and knees. How long must we stand here, Your Majesty, please?" There he is. "Silence!" the king of the turtles barked back. "I'm king and you're only a turtle named Mac. You stay in your place while I sit here and rule. I'm king of a cow and I'm king of a mule. I'm king of a house and a bush and a cat, but that isn't all. I'll do better than that. My throne shall be higher," his royal voice thundered. "So pile up more turtles, I want back 200. "Turtles, more turtles," he bellowed and brayed, and the turtles way down in the pond were afraid. They trembled, they shook, but they came, they obeyed. From all over the pond they came swimming by dozens, whole families of turtles with uncles and cousins. And all of them stepped on the head of poor Mac. One after another, they climbed up the stack. Then Yertle the Turtle was perched up so high he could see 40 miles from his throne in the sky. "Hooray!" shouted Yertle. "I'm king of the trees. I'm king of the birds and I'm king of the bees. I'm king of the butterflies, king of the air. Ah me, what a throne, what a wonderful chair. I'm Yertle the turtle, oh marvelous me, for I am the ruler of all that I see. Look how high it is. Then again from below, in the great heavy stack, came a groan from that plain little turtle named Mac. Your Majesty, please, I don't like to complain, but down here below, we are feeling great pain. I know up on top you are seeing great sights, but down at the bottom we too should have rights. We turtles can't stand it. Our shells will all crack. Besides, we need food. We are starving, groaned Mac. You hush up your mouth, howled the mighty King Yertle. You've no right to talk to the world's highest turtle. I rule from the clouds, over land, over sea. There's nothing, no nothing, that's higher than me. But while he was shouting, he saw with surprise that the moon of the evening was starting to rise, up over his head in the darkening skies. What's that? Snorted Yertle. Say, what is that thing that dares to be higher than Yertle the king? I shall not allow it. I'll go higher still. I'll build my throne higher. I can and I will. I'll cull some more turtles. I'll stack 'em to heaven. I need about 5,607. But as Yertle the Turtle King lifted his hand and started to order and give the command, that plain little turtle below in the stack, that plain little turtle whose name was just Mac, decided he'd taken enough, and he had, and that plain little lad got a little bit mad, and that plain little Mac did a plain little thing. He burped, and his burp shook the throne of the king. Burp. And Yertle the turtle, the king of the trees, the king of the air and the birds and the bees, the king of the house and a cow and a mule, well, that was the end of the Turtle King's rule. For Yertle, the king of all Salamasand, fell off his high throne and fell plunk in the pond. And today the great Yertle, that marvelous he, is king of the mud. That is all he can see. And the turtles, of course, all the turtles are free, as turtles and maybe all creatures should be. So I love that book for a lot of reasons. Yertle was not very nice, and he had to learn his lesson the hard way. But he learned his lesson, I think. And it's also spring, and all of the different animals and the trees and the flowers are blossoming. So even though it's rainy, it's really pretty outside. And so I have a picture that Margot drew many years ago when she was angry. She was angry at her sister Isabel, I think. And she drew a picture of, I think that's probably Will, gosh, I don't know, maybe that's my husband, Mr. Thomas, and me, and Ian, I think, actually, because he had curly hair, and Margot, and then that's Isabel. And if you look at the picture of Isabel, she did not make her as nice looking as the rest of the drawings. And so I think she was angry with Isabel about something, but if you notice, she wrote, "I am sorry, Isabel." So I think that she had a change of heart and she felt badly about drawing that picture of Isabel, and she said, "I was sorry." So I was wondering if maybe tomorrow, if you're watching this tonight, or this morning, if you watch it tomorrow morning, you want to draw a picture. Maybe sometime you weren't very nice to somebody, and you felt bad about it, and you might want to draw a picture about it or tell your mom or dad about it, and they can write it down, or your big brother or big sister, and they could write it down and you could draw a picture, was one idea. Or if you wanted to make something about a turtle, you could take a paper plate and you could make the plate into a turtle shell and put the legs on it, cut out rectangles or squares, however you want to make the legs, and then cut out an oval for the head, and then draw eyes on it, and that could be your turtle. Or I was thinking you could make a puppet, and maybe you have a glove, and maybe you have an egg carton, and you could cut out one of those sections that has the egg in it, and you could paint it or color it brown or green, whichever color you want your turtle to be, and you could glue it or tape it to a glove, and then you could make your fingers be the legs of the turtle, and your middle finger could be the head of the turtle, and it could go in and out if you want, just the way turtles hide their heads. And I'll also send you a video of turtles, and maybe I can find another one. So I miss you all a lot. And finally, I forgot to introduce my last friend besides the fish that we have. And this friend is named Ringo. Ringo, come here. Ringo, come on, baby. He's lying down on his bed. Come on, come up here. He's shy. Oh, la, 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 la. Okay, come on. Oh my. Here, come here. Here, come on this side. Come on. There he is. Oh, so maybe you can see him. Here he is. This is Ringo. Hi, baby. Oh, good boy. So that's Ringo. Bye, everybody.